Today, a topic of buying homes in Texas that's not completely fixed. And I had to, one thing, I had to watch my brother buy property, and people tried to buy it back because their property was not that good and the wrong information on the property. Have a good day, Mom. The home wasn't on the property was good. My brother paid all his money to fix this property up and then pay for the water and then the good back. It's gooder not to buy a home that's not fixed and live in it right away. And people gotta understand that. Buy something with a fix and then buy a property with your family in it. Because that can cause major damage. You know, I'm gonna tell you something. When my brother stayed in an apartment, and the reason we're gonna talk about scamming, we're gonna talk about all of these things. And people property is not right. And that can cause a big downfall. I don't want to buy property with nothing on it. And then you got to make sure your money right because they gonna scam. And you see these things in these properties where people doing it for rent and then they property not right. You want to come back on your property until you can't stay. My brother had to deal with that in Louisville. So the thing is this with this situation or what we have going on here, we have to understand the bigger picture of how we need to buy property and how property needs to bear. I know I just can't buy a house with nothing on it and expect the conniving people to run. It don't work like that. My brother tried to go to the homeless association when they fix up houses and they go to his class, and some of the properties don't match what it seems in Texas. So when he doing everything going to classes for home houses, then the property is not matching up with it seems. That can cause a big problem. Another thing, never buy nothing that ain't fixed and you expect to live off. Never do nothing that you buy your good house first, and then you come together and worry about the things are not going to be as that simple as it is expected. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be that simple as it is expected. So that can be a big problem in homes. Don't buy nothing when it ain't that fixed. Don't rent no house when it is going to take a lot of work on it, some of them. And that's what we have to understand. Like, people want to send YouTube ads and do these things and deception, but you're not able to do things in a right and according way of buying property and people renting your property. And Louisville is the worst area where you can rent property at. And people coming back taking it because the landlords don't got their property right. And it should not be the customer's fault. And I see it all around states. It should not be the customers, it should be the landlord's fault, the property owner's fault. And they should not move on. We should pass a bill. If you don't got your business in order and making sure your customers are coming to the right person, it's your fault. Because you're not checking up on your property. You're not keeping your property up to code. You're not making sure everything right. Nobody's not doing it. It's your fault that you are not showing consistency in your property to check up on your property, make sure everything is right. And some people forget about their property without doing a usually checkup. And I think that's where a law needs to happen, where you have to do a checkup on your property. You have to make sure everything's up to code. You have to make sure your properties, people are coming to you exactly the right way and not coming to nobody else, or you'll get fined. I think those things need to start happening in the homeowners. And I think our government plays a big part about that because you don't want to confuse people. And then that person be out their money by the time they do stuff. So it gets up. My brother had to deal with something like that in Louisville and argue with the thing and argue with the people. I try to tell my brother, look, you own property by Social Security. They can't take nothing from you. There's so many ways that they can't win. There's so many ways that they can't win. Don't just have your title in the name. Make sure you have your Social Security in your home. But that's not the reason why most of the things available in those things. So we have to realize what's causing the problems and how things are causing the problem in homeowners. Of his rental, Louisville is the worst one. Trust me. And I remember my brother standing his property. And we was standing this parking towards Carrollton. I think I was staying Horizon over the bridge. That time I was looking for 1216 Horizon. And he stayed in a apartment where Raymond used to stay. Me and Raymond don't hang out no more. And he stayed where that's at. And these people wanted him to buy it, get the product sent to him and sell a product. They didn't want to pay him for it. And we got so many conniving people that's not doing right in this world that's going to cause confusion. So we can have those problems like, hold up, I'm scared to invest in these people because these people are deceiving me. And we got to realize with those type of things to where we have to watch where we put our money at. Everybody, since Boost, and we're not going to talk about those things. We got to watch where we put our money at and things that we need to understand. People sending properties, and let me tell you something. I don't want, I want to own every single thing. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want you to own not a damn thing. You hear me? I don't want to rent nothing. I want to own every single fucking thing. I'm like, hold up. I don't want you to come back and meet back in that. I don't care if I gotta own 80 or 100 houses. I want to own every motherfucking thing. I don't want to rent nothing. I don't want to do none of that. Stop sending. I want to own everything. You're not doing none of that. I don't care how much your money it gotta take. I want to own every motherfucking house. You ain't fucking with this right here, man. I want to own every house. And sometimes you gotta have, sometimes you gotta have that mindset. Fuck rent. I want to own everything. You know what I'm saying? I want to own everything. I want friends, family be good. I want to own every motherfucking thing. I don't want to be in a predicament where you can just lie your way out of home and just trying to know a nigga got to move out. And you got to realize that motherfuckers want to evict people and people got to look and come you shit in a predicament. So you got to be like, hold up. When you see when people getting landlords, I don't want to stay. I want to own fucking everything. You hear me? I ain't with all of that bullshit that you're talking. All that rent this and rent that and rent this, bitch. You better look. We buying every fucking thing. You hear me? I ain't with all of those things, man. But you gotta watch some people, man. These street niggas, and I hear them arguing, and I had to, some people I don't have a problem with. I never met, but these street niggas and everybody communicating with people, and then these rap niggas, we know how, and we ain't gonna talk about that, man. The first thing where people can set you up in homes. You in homes, and you have to watch those things with the rap industry. You have to watch those things with the rap industry. When do you have 7, 8, or 9, or 10? You can get. We seen it in Vogel. We seen it where things happen where it should not happen. That. So I want to be the right where I'm not buying no property. I'm not buying no property where you live in a community. You ain't scared. But how can you do those things if trust is not there? You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. And plus, this line situation making no worse with boosting them though. So it's making it more worse. And it's about playing with the people mind that's not educated and getting them to do dumb shit. That's not a street motherfucker gonna say, I don't give a fuck. You know why that? because he not knowledge, and he don't care. Everybody want to. Let me tell you something. I can listen to everybody, but I have to be able to knowledge myself in a way which way to go. I have to be able to know which way to go and which way not to go. If they giving me right information, I ain't never bored at home. I be finding pushing myself. I be doing all of these things. This thing is coming up, I be finding that, and this commercial that this happened, say you be bored at home. No, but nobody wanted to hang in Addison. I got out there and I started just doing things on my own, learning different apps on my own. And I think that's where when nobody wanted to hang out, when we got bad misconduct from the community, and people want a lot, one thing I had to write yesterday to the civil rights leader, because these kids passed me with their parents, and I hear them talking, parents and kids talking. And they said, if you want to leave, we can't make them stay. But it's lying ways. Honesty is not being given. Get money, stop the way Hubert Sellers, Hubert Jr., Baby Legend, Hubert Sellers, typing those format. I got so many platforms. And I don't depend on Instagram, because you gotta do a certain things to get where you need to get. If you go on my TikTok at Hubert HUB31, tap in Hubert31, Hubert Sellers. I don't depend on those things, because how people is doing things. No, you got to be doing something stupid or talk about something and promoting in a way and get sponsored to do that. And I don't want to depend on those things to order to do that. Those things I don't want to do at the end of the day. But we are talking about people with fake things. Let me tell you, a girl gonna ask me, "Oh, I'll come down there to me." It's no telling what you're gonna do with those niggas. And I'm from New Orleans, and the shit that's going on with Boosie and people listening to Boosie and that shit, I don't trust you. That I would to fly you out by yourself and be like, when I get a solid foundation and I have a mansion and whatever that is, I would to fly you out there by yourself and let you come with these niggas. You gotta move different. Now I would to fly out there by yourself. You gonna come by yourself. We don't need all these niggas. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come with your female friends or whatever that is. You fly y'all out there. I don't need all of that conniving stuff, man. I don't need all of this thing. So I have to be very crucial on how I operate and deal with people. And I'm on social media, because these niggas, these women, these niggas using these women, and I have to be very crucial and how I deal with these women. And we have to understand those, man. No, I rather fly you out there, you and your friend, and when I get settled down and do it, fly you and your friends out there by yourself. I don't want to deal with that type of stuff, man. And we seeing how people, and plus I seen how people act at a hotel when people fly their women out there, fly people out there, and they go by another nigga. I don't want to deal with it. They got a lot of conniving stuff going on with these women. And you gotta watch how they move. And those the things you gotta watch how these women move. And and I study these women. It's about studying people all over, cheaters, doing all of this other shit. It's about studying every person all over the world. And plus you studying people on TikTok, Instagram, cheaters. You're doing all of these you're studying them and how they operate. You're doing hours of operation for women and learning how the sneaky ways they decide they want to do stuff. I don't want this woman talking about coming down and see me from New Orleans, and you will have somebody conniving. You gonna have a bunch of niggas with you, a bunch of conniving ass women with you that's gonna do stuff. No, look, I would just fly you out there by yourself when you're in some real ass females when I get settled down. And if that's not it, stay the fuck away. I don't want to be with these conniving ass niggas. There's too much deception. Like literally, guys, literally when we dealing with like people in general, like you got to understand those things in general, and I understand how we can. No, I don't want to deal with. I ready to fly you out, but and it's taking time. God said we working on it. We working on things. God said we working on things, and I'm not gonna just take you out there. That's not what's gonna happen. We're gonna enjoy each other. We're gonna do stuff. We're gonna talk about business. How can we do things different? I want y'all to have a platform, and I think it's not about just a sexual thing. And I don't want to make it because I think every stripper have a value to hold, not just in a club. Every stripper, they have a value to hold. And I think their image is way important than anything. I think their image to have they like if I'm on a set, I would love to have a stripper input on a video, input on a direction, and that a stripper, a woman input on that video. And I just think that what I would love to do if I'm on a video set or they're in my house or whatever that is. I don't want them to be partying just to be partying. I want their input on a video. It's the same thing when we doing the movie. Like, if I'm producing, I still want people input on it because we can see how things need. I don't just want you to audition. I need your input on things where we can make things. Yeah, I think every scripter play a part. Every scripter play a part. How can we manifest and do things different? I think they scrippers and streamer they play a part of anything in that avenue of how the video can be determined to be in the best way, and I think they do play a part in that. I would love the input of a scripper woman. I would love to see the image out of her eyes and how can we direct that video. If me and the song that I did with people, song music I'm going to do by myself in the future, I would love that input. I don't just want you in the video. I would love your input in it. And I just think that would make the video. When I talked about the Music Builder Project, and I talked about the Music Builder Project, I didn't just want people, oh, this is a good idea. I wanted your ideas on it. How can we make the building better as we improve it with the blueprint? So it's like, that's what I was actually trying to get most out of people. Okay, I'm giving you this idea, but how can we maneuver those things and make it more bigger? Because I know it's going to take a lot of people input to make this music. They don't got a music builder like this. It's always when I went in Addison, everybody want to talk about what they have. For number one, people trying to build a dance room now, in order for number one, you're not organized. For number one, you're putting products, selling clothes and food courts in the same dynamics of what you're trying to do. And those things are not going to work when you're already got your foundation already in the mall in the mall of Louisville. Those things are not going to work. So your music building ain't nothing. And people trying to build dance room, those things ain't nothing compared to what you're trying to do. And it's not about that. So, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? So there's a time right now, there's a lot of conniving stuff going on. I'm dealing with a lot of trickery coming from the courts. I'm a decline right now. I don't know who he is right now. I'm a decline at this moment. I'm dealing with a lot of trickery right now. And those things, you have to watch things because the way that Boosie doing things and way that I don't know you right now. And you on every riders. And you're not in there. Stop. See, I'm about to start blocking people. HUBRT Junior Baby Legend Huber Sellers. I got more Instagram, but I'll make a video and tell y'all how to come. This is my video here. I make a video, but I want to tell people, I don't want to deal with those type of things, the too much conniving stuff, and plus, Boosie lied with the rest of them in Dallas, Texas, and people don't understand it, and I'm trying to tell people. There's a lot of lying stuff going on with Yellow Breeze and them, and Trap Boy Freddy and DFW, and I don't want to deal with those things. You put my life in you're selfish because you're trying to come up and you're lying. And people will manipulate the streets and do any of those formats. So we guys, I'm gonna stay away from people until I can get around the right people and to be around the right people. I don't want to hang with no street women, and those things will cause problems in that mess because y'all not educated. Y'all just listening to niggas and you're not educated, you're not book smart, you're not doing the things that you need to be done. And and I think that what Trap Boy Freddy does is manipulation. And he's getting somebody to do something for him, but he's setting up that kind of money. And sometimes these niggas that for a couple of thousand just do dumb shit, and then you end up in jail, then you have no way out. Because you listen to this one jealous ass man that don't want to see anybody with nothing. And that can be the problem in this rap industry. Boosie. One thing my stepdad told me in New Orleans, you've been there down there in 2011. Even when I walked in the East my last time doing down there, people stared at me, but I still say hi to them because that's my home. When I was in East, that's my home. Hi to little kids now. That's my home. That's good morning, son. That's my home. So in 2011 when I'm in the East in New Orleans, passing by Livingston, that's my home. I'm not gonna get mad at nobody. I'm not gonna say fuck them. I'm not gonna say none of that. Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? How you? That's my home. And I'm not. And it changed. Look here, man. I was a little young person, but those things and those avenues where we are doing so. That's my home, and I don't want people to never forget that. Like it's a point that I'm gonna go back down there and stay with family. Not stay with family. I'm gonna go back there and visit family. What's up? All right, need to go pee. All right. Huh? All right, I will see y'all later. But I just posted a YouTube video about home buyers.